Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plami and in this episode of Radio K, I'm gonna be reacting to UP10TION's Destiny, which is an additional song that they've released in addition to their recent title track, Light. And according to my good friend Yuri, this is probably gonna be more towards my liking, which we'll see about that. But if you're curious what more my liking is, I prefer the kind of K-pop songs that are much more up-tempo, fast-paced, energetic, and especially with lots of rapping, or in general just hard-hitting. That's the kind of K-pop songs that I tend to listen to the most. Not even generally like the most, but just listen to the most. Because I like plenty of different types of K-pop songs, but those tend to be the ones that I listen to the most. But before we get into the reaction, I just want to quickly say, if you end up enjoying this video or you enjoy my stories over on Wattpad, because in addition to doing the videos on my channel, I'm a writer, if you didn't know, I would really appreciate it if you go over to my Patreon and donate any amount of money or just pledge your support in general, because that would really help me out to keep doing these videos and maybe do them even more frequently, because then I wouldn't have to worry about having to find myself a job or earn myself money in any other way to support myself. But I don't want to guilt trip you into doing it, so if you don't want to, that's completely fine. But I would really appreciate it if you do so. But anyway, let's get into what you're here for, that being my reaction to UP10TION's Destiny. So let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so far I'm not sure whether I'm gonna like it more than Light. Okay, it's definitely more towards my liking. And it focused a lot on like my what I think is my bias in this group, that being Vito. I think that's his name. Okay, for the rapping, I'm 100% into it. The rest of the song, I'm not sure. I'm gonna talk about it more after the reaction. I gotta say, for like a one set focused music video and what is more of a performance music video, they still did a pretty good job to make it interesting enough. And made it look high budget. Okay, so this didn't end up being as good as I was hoping it was going to be, but I would say also my standards for what I'm looking for in an attention song are pretty high. Because if you didn't know, I think I first listened to Uptension with their song Blue Rose when I reacted to it in the summer of 2019 when I started my YouTube channel. And honestly, I still haven't found a better song from them. I still think that is their best song. There's just certain feel to it where it just feels high quality and just it's a perfect song in every way possible, honestly. If I ever do a list of my favorite K-pop songs from uh, 2018, that song is almost definitely gonna be in top 5 for sure, or at the very least in top 10, because it's such a good song. And I'm kind of looking for basically Blue Rose 2.0 from them, although I'm not looking at what Your Gravity was, because Your Gravity was basically with the same sound but nowhere near as good of a song overall. Still wasn't a bad song, but it wasn't what I was looking for. While their most recent comeback, Light, in a certain way, it is a better song than this one because it feels more like a title track and just works better as a title track with a music video. Still didn't really manage to interest me too much, and there were parts of the instrumental that annoyed me a little bit. So in a certain sense, this song, Destiny, is much more likable and interesting to me than their title track, but I still think the title track was better. But even with this song, they still don't really manage to go to the heights of Blue Rose. And yeah, maybe Blue Rose is just that high of a pedestal to go for, but I don't know. I just want another good song like that one, because it's such a good song. It's such a good song. If you haven't listened to it, go and do so, because it's an amazing song. In my opinion, it's their best song by far. For this song, I think the things that it did the best, in my opinion, are for sure the rapping. I find no flaws or have any criticisms for the rapping. It works pretty much fine. The rest of the song, again, with like a lot of updated music, is just not unique enough. I feel like they just go for a little bit of generic beats and sounds that you would hear in any other K-pop song. I feel like they just are not as unique in their sound as they could be. And I kind of have a similar criticism to MCND, although at least with MCND they have a little bit more of an identity because they have a very in-your-face rapping, and I'm pretty sure like all the members in that group rap, and like 80% of their songs are rapping. So even though I feel like their music still could have a more standout sounds, they still have more of an identity than Uptension. And I guess, I mean, they are from the same company, you know, so it makes sense that they would have a similar style, or at least not be that far from each other. But I wish their company gave them a little bit more unique sounds. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's not even the fact that it sounds generic, because it does to me, but maybe it's not the fact that it sounds generic, it's just the sound of the company that bothers me. Because with other companies like JYP, you can still feel the JYP sound or the JYP production behind it, even if it's from like Stray Kids or ITZY or Twice or GOT7. You can feel that it's a JYP song in a certain way. But I like that style of JYP, while for this company, I feel like maybe just the style they're going for is a little generic. But that's just my opinion, and I don't necessarily hate the groups or the company or the songs for that matter. It's just a criticism I have towards them, and those are things that just hold me from really being in love with those songs. But still, we're gonna react to this song one more time before I decide on my final opinion. So let's get into it again in 3, 2, 1. Their moves are good though. Yeah, he's definitely my bias. I always fall for the rappers. Yeah, they definitely have the skills. I just wish they had a little bit more unique songs. This guy's rapping is also actually pretty good. This guy's face has really implanted itself on my mind. Even though like I haven't even really watched that many of their music videos, his face is he's very pretty, but his face is also very, I don't know, I can't think of a word to describe it really. It's kind of like somewhere between iconic and recognizable. Some word between those two is what I'm going for. But yeah. Definitely the song sounded better to me on second listen, but again, it just feels like any other K-pop song. Like it feels like just a K-pop song, not anything more than that. And that's not a bad thing. Not every song has to be like the most unique thing ever or whatever. But considering the fact that I react to so many songs on my YouTube channel, and I literally have a playlist of like 3,000 plus K-pop songs, at this point I just cannot accept this level of quality. Even if this is like a 7 out of 10 at the very least, it's still not good enough for me. Because if I was just randomly, like if I wasn't doing reactions on YouTube, this would probably be a serviceable song or even a pretty good one, and I would listen to it occasionally. But because I'm doing so many reactions, only the best of the best I end up listening to, and this one sadly isn't it. Maybe the rest of the album has some really cool songs that are more interesting, and we will find out whenever I get to react to the album, but I'm still not gonna do that for at least 20 or 30 K-pop video reactions, because I still have to react to all these title tracks. But yeah, in terms of the rating for this song, I think I'm gonna give it at the very least a 7.9 out of 10, and at most an 8.4. That's pretty much how I feel like, because for the music video I can't really give it much more than that, because it's like just a simple performance video. Even though it looks fancy and high budgeted, it's still just a performance video. And for the song itself, it's not interesting enough for me. It's not a bad song, and I feel like fans of UP10TION are gonna be satisfied with it, but for me personally, it's not enough. There has to be more to it for me. Either should be the instrumental, the music video, or the performance of it that impresses me in some way. But yeah, I still like. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you end up enjoying my stories over on Wattpad, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon where you can pledge your support and help keep the channel going. It helps support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. And still, if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, or sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!